Well, I sang you a love song I didn't write for Beth. I wrote for two women that needed a love song badly, and I happened to be the one to write it for them. Everybody thinks it's for Beth, no doubt about that. But it's well meant anyway. And I met them the same night I met Mark Westberg. They were a 10-piece soul band with horns in this little tiny folk club, in a little stage that was like 8 feet long, 10 pieces with horns. And these two women fronting the band, and leading the band that night, none other than Mark Westberg. And that night he was playing upright bass, electric guitar, and trumpet. He's not much of an achiever, that boy, really, And at any rate, they were great. I just loved them, and I wanted to sing with the two women that were fronting it. They were university students like Mark was. And I finally got to meet them, and I wanted to sing with them, and so we sung regularly together, and I wrote songs just to sing with them. But I found out they were very beautiful girls, and they were wonderfully talented, but their hearts were great, man. Their hearts were really good. And they were late for practice one night because they dropped into the old folks' home to sing a few songs for the old folks. Now, they were university students, and I was already old, and I was thinking, man, I'm older than Methuselah's brother here, it was just wicked. And so I said, well, was that a gig? And they said, no, we just dropped into the old folks' home and we lost track of time, dude. We played a few tunes on the piano, And I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, man, I'm really going to appreciate people like that in a couple of years. There's no doubt about it, So I said, did anyone write you a love song? And no one had. And I couldn't believe it. And I said, I'll write you a love song. I said, I'll write about how we met and some of the things we've done since. She says, great. I said, great. I went home and wrote the song. That was easy enough. Came back and played it for them and sang it for them. And they said, oh, that's beautiful, thank you. And I said, no, thank you. And they said, no, thank you. I said, no, thank you, because we're Canadian. That went on for 5 minutes. Everybody just thanking everybody. And then they said, what are you going to call the song, David? I said, we're going to call it Lucky Man, Girls. And they said, oh, that's beautiful, thank you. And I said, no, thank you. And we went again. So finally somebody broke the horrible cycle of politeness and said, well, he said, why are you going to call it that, David? And I said, well, girls, that's very easy. I said, man, whoever ends up we want to use is going to be a very lucky man. And they went, oh. And I couldn't help myself. I said, mind you, if you ended up with both of you, he'd be an amazingly lucky man. And they laughed at that too. And so we still sing with them every year. That's many years ago I met them. I sing with them every year. Never miss them. They were right there at the beginning. There's no reason they shouldn't be here now, I usually send it out to Beth because at this point in the tour, we've been gone, a couple of months, I guess, and Mark's starting to look good, and I just want to go home, But I'm going to send it tonight to two lovely folk we met last year in Glenfarg. Just want to make sure I get the names right. Yes. And I really enjoyed them an awful lot, and hopefully get to say hello afterward. And their names are Tim and Claire. And I think that Tim is a very, very lucky man indeed, no doubt about it. But I guess they both came out well in that one, that's for sure. This song is called Lucky Man, and thanks again for having us. It's been a real pleasure. I saw you first in the smoky cafe light when I came in from the frozen winter night, and I saw a face that put the stars to shame, and I loved you for your name, and my heart sank, lost without a trace. Oh, and it's a lucky man that gets to kiss your face. And I've seen your shine in the summer, spring and fall, but it's winter here, I love you best of all. And I've seen you in the spotlight hard and bright, and I've seen you in the shadows of the night. When I see you coming, I can feel my cold heart race. Oh, and it's a lucky man that gets to kiss your face. was singing to that empty hall, and I heard the joy that echoed off the walls, and I realized when all is said and done, that youth has never wasted on the young. And I don't believe the silence of this place, but it's a lucky man that gets to kiss your face. And I don't believe the silence of this place, but it's a lucky man that gets to kiss your face. Thanks everybody. All the best to you. See you tonight. Thanks for coming.